Hey guys, welcome back. Tisha here with another Love and Marriage DC review. Now, I'm still recovering from being sick, but I'm calling myself getting caught up with some of the shows that I missed over this past week. And I started off with Love and Marriage DC. Now, I'm not going to go play by play. This might be more of a rant at times than a review. But with that said, Ashley, to me, was dead wrong with Clifton. Ashley did not want him to be involved in their business, but her husband is doing the same exact thing that Clifton is. To make it worse, she's yelling, she has her hands all in Clifton's face, and then she's calling him out of his name by calling him sassy and an itch. Put a B in front of it. If anyone else were to do that to her husband, it would be a major problem. If anyone did that to Quick, she would be ready to fight them. So why does she feel like it's okay for her to do that to that man? I'm going to say this, and some of you all may disagree with me. If you step to a man, be ready to understand that that man may step to you. Am I saying that I condone that? No, I do not condone any of that. But you cannot sit there as a woman and think that you can do and say anything to a man and that there will be no repercussions just because you are a woman. Not all men deal well with that. Not all men like you being in their face. Not all men like you doing your hands like this when you're talking to them. That is aggressive. If she were to do that with the wrong one, they're not going to give a bleep, 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 bleep about her gender. They're not. They're not going to care about it. What she did was very confrontational, and one day she's going to poke the wrong person. But let's get to what we saw. So Ashley comes back in the room. If you remember last episode, she basically told Joy to get out. So she comes back in the room and she's telling Clifton that he needs to act like a man. She's fussing at him, calling him a sassy itch, getting all in his face. At one point, production kind of pushes her towards him while I guess he's trying to stop the argument, but they're going back and forth. Clifton is mocking her. He's leaning in towards her, talking down to her. Like, it's a whole bunch of back and forth. She wants them out. So not only does Joy get kicked out, but this time so does Clifton. And that's the end of that. So it's the next day. Ashley talks to Quick about what happened. She says that she felt disrespected. So now Quick feels like he needs to step in, which I can understand Quick wanting to step in because he is the husband in this situation and his wife felt disrespected. The problem that I have with Quick is Quick does not look at the whole entire situation, and Quick sometimes causes some of the issues because as of right now, one of the main reasons why Ashley is upset with Clifton is because Quick told Ashley that Clifton said that she was jealous of Joy when Clifton didn't use the term jealous. Now, did he allude to it? Yes, but that's not what he said. So a lot of her anger and frustration is to me not really even warranted, but you all tell me down below what you feel. Now, Quick says he called Clifton to address the situation, and Clifton basically acted like everything was okay. So he asked him what happened. He told him whatever he told him, and then he was like, well, I got to see how we're going to handle this. I need to talk to my wife. So he gets off the phone with him, and then he goes and he calls Jamie. Now he talks to Jamie, asks Jamie what happened. Jamie basically says that Clifton and Ashley were going back and forth, but he didn't really feel like it was, that it was going to get that heated. And I'm going to have to call Ashley out like I did earlier, but I also have to call out Clifton too. He leaned into her face, and even though it did not seem aggressive because he wasn't throwing hands and doing all that other stuff, as the taller man, it could be seen, and she may have felt like he was being aggressive towards her. But my question to Clifton is, why stand there and argue with a woman? She asked Joy to leave. She asked you to leave. What Joy should have done and what Clifton should have done was got their things and left. Joy should have walked back in the room, collected her husband, and leave so it wouldn't have escalated to the situation that it did. Now, is Joy wrong for standing in between her husband and Ashley? No. Is Joy wrong because she didn't necessarily want to go? Not really, because they're here to film a show, but it just seems like this whole thing turned into this big issue for nothing. Quick does not understand why Raina and Jamie saw this going on and they felt like it was okay. And I'm like, okay, Quick, it was obvious why they felt it was okay. It's because Jamie does this to his own wife, number one. Number two, because Ashley was the aggressor in the situation. Now, whether or not Quick was there to see it doesn't matter. She was the aggressor. Quick is saying to his wife he doesn't like that the Tylers didn't step in. And I could understand that, but what exactly are they supposed to do? Except to what? Say to separate, to leave, to like calm the situation? At some point, these adults need to be adults. I feel like all of them were wrong in different ways, but that's the end of that. So it's game night. The Tylers and the Pettys meet up for some food, some seafood, and a couple's fun night at Joy and Clifton's house. Jamie and Arena are there with them. They play Dress Like Your Spouse, and then they end up talking about Ashley and Quick. Raina says that she doesn't understand where all this anger with Ashley is coming from, or why when Ashley came in the room, she decided to beeline to Clifton. And neither do we. I don't like Clifton, but Clifton made a great point when Clifton basically said, how can you talk with Ashley when Ashley keeps the same mentality every single time she talks to someone? So basically, if you're not begging and you're not pleading with Ashley or groveling at her feet for a friendship or being extremely humble and apologetic, then Ashley seems to have a problem. And I don't like that about Ashley. I really liked Ashley the first season. Then I watched the second one and I was like, oh, okay, she's obviously, which she already was, feeling herself. But it's a bit much. And this situation being what it is now, where Joy had a reason to be upset about you spreading her information that she asked you to keep quiet, has now turned into this not once but twice argument about what exactly. Jamie and Raina feel like Ashley was wrong and she needs to take accountability, much like how the rest of them feel. And that's what, they sit there and say. It's later on, we see Ashley and Winter meet up to talk about Joy and Clifton yet again. Ashley is blaming Clifton because he leaned in fussing with her. Ashley says that she's looking back at it now and she's realizing that her feelings are hurt. And she feels like Rena has picked a side because Rena used to always come over and spend time with her and hang out with them as a family. And it's something that she has not done. Meanwhile, Winter is like, if you feel like there's something going on with Raina, just reach out to Raina and talk. I just want to know, other than this, what story is there? Because this is all we're talking about at this point, and it's been over a year, and we really don't care. We see Winter and her boyfriend meet up, and Winter's talking about doing a vacation for Valentine's Day. He's getting all excited, thinking it's just going to be about the two of them, but she wants to make this a group activity, including, I think her name is Cheryl and Black. He agrees to it, but he's like, let's just make sure that we're also focusing in on us. We then see Ashley and Cheryl meet up and they talk about the difficulties of being wives and moms and handling business, and how Cheryl has also dealt with depression. So she finds herself sometimes being depressed and finding it hard to get out of her bed to take care of her 2-year-old. Ashley talks about, how it's important to make sure that you're taking care of yourself as well as your kids. She talks about how Cheryl does, how now they have a management team that's supposed to be helping with things so that they can get some residual income from their podcast and things like that. And they basically want to stop hitting the ceiling and they want to evolve. That's the end of that. Y'all, this is going to be real short. I told you I'm not going deep into it. We then have Raina, Ashley, and Winter. So these 3 ladies meet up at a seafood spot, which shows just how much they've grown, because we know at one point Raina and Ashley could not stand Winter. Ashley brings Winter an autographed copy of her book and then shades her in confessional, saying that basically she got this for Winter supporting her, but also because she's the only person from the group that did not buy one. And I'm like, okay, well, at least Winter is consistent. Why would she buy one from you when you all were arguing the way that you were? So Ashley tells Raina that she feels like things with them are different, not just since the Christmas party, but since Joy, that they don't hang out as much, and she seems to be leaning towards Joy. Raina says, it's not that I'm leaning towards Joy. I'm in the middle. I've been really busy. And Ashley's like, in confessional, oh, so she's so busy doing TikToks. You then have Raina in confessional saying that she feels like Ashley's issue could be more than just that Raina's not reaching out. It could be that she's having problems with her mom, or her not getting enough time with her husband, or the fact that she's spending a little bit more time with Clifton and Joy. And maybe she's just jealous of the relationship that she's formed with Joy. And I feel like it's that. I feel like she's jealous of the situation because I feel like Ashley felt like she was supposed to be the queen bee. I think that Ashley really looked forward to leading the franchise now that Monique is gone. And in my opinion, no one couple is a standout star. It's all of them that make this work, including Winter. We then see Winter give them gifts like a mitten and some gloves, and she invites them on vacation with a card that says, will you come? Yes or no. They want to know who else is going to be there, and she says the Duncans and the Pettys were also invited. So this clearly is a trip for the show, and that is it. Sorry that this is so short, but as I said, I wasn't going to go deep in about it. And I'm also still on recovery mode, as you can hear. Thank you so much for joining me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. There is no episode for tomorrow. So, maybe I'll get caught up on some other things. Until next time.